Hello everyone, welcome to your channel Biology Spark. Today we will discuss regarding the female reproductive system, one of the important topic of human reproduction. So let us start the female reproductive system, the function, the various part. So let us start. Female reproductive system is designed to carry out the functions like it maintain the 4 pH of vagina. 40 weeks is the normal gestation period. 40 weeks is the normal gestation period, that is the period of pregnancy for the fetus development. 400 oocytes are released between the menarche and menopause. Menarche, that is the first menstruation, and menopause, that is the uh, period at which the menstruation is stopped. That age is called as a menopause. So 400 oocytes are released between this particularly reproductive phase. 4 lakh oocytes are present at the age of puberty. 20 days is the normal menstrual cycle and 280 days from last menstrual period in a normal gestation period. That is the time of pregnancy. Next one, let us discuss some terminology. Oogenesis, the development of egg or either ovum in the ovary. Oogonia. So at the time of fetus growth, the oogonia divide, it leads to the formation of primary oocytes. At the puberty, this again form the secondary oocytes and later egg cell at each month. So the oogonia formation and primary oocyte formation is a start at the time of fetus development in the mother womb. Granulosa cells, these are the cells which are surrounding the egg cells and which provide nourishment to the developing egg cell. Function of female reproductive system, so it carry out the various function. It leads to the formation of egg cell at each month. Reception of spermatozoa, means it is the vagina where the deposition of sperm cells occur at the time of intercourse. Next one, provision of suitable environment for fertilization as well as fetus development. It provides the suitable environment for the fertilization and fetus development. Parturition, that is delivery of a baby from the uterus. Lactation, the production of breast milk which provide the complete nourishment for the baby in its early life. Now move to the various part of female reproductive system. So female reproductive system, it consists of a pair of ovaries. Two ovaries are present, which is considered as a main or primary sex organ. Other organs are considered as a secondary sex organ because ovary is the site for the formation of egg cell as well as also for the release of female hormones. Other organs serve as a passage for the egg cell as well as also for the site for the fertilization and development of fetus. So move to the secondary sex organ, accessory glands and external genitalia. In accessory glands, let us start. It consists of a pair of fallopian tube or oviduct. It is also called as a uterine tube. It have a uterus, the womb and vagina. These are the three parts which considered as a accessory glands or either accessory parts. Move to the genitalia, mons pubis, vestibule, hymen and clitoris. So these are the external genitalia of female. Let us discuss one by one. So first we will discuss regarding the ovaries. So a pair of ovaries are present. Both ovaries are primary female sex organ. It produces the gamete as well as also the female sex hormones, steroidal hormone, progesterone and estrogen. So they are oval shaped gland located on either side of uterus in lower abdominal region. So you see here, this one is the abdominal region, this part up to from this to this, but they are present in the lower abdominal region on both side of uterus. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeter in length and connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by the ligaments. So this one is a ovary, this is the fallopian tube, this is the uterus. So here you see these are the fold of ligaments which particularly maintain the position of ovary. Now Move to the internal structure of ovary. So ovary consists of several layers. The outer layer, that is called as germinal epithelium layer, which is a simple squamous epithelium made up of simple squamous epithelium. The second layer is called as a tubica albuginea, which is a white capsulofibrous connective tissue which is made up present beneath the germinal epithelium layer. Stroma. Stroma is the connective tissue, so it is the matrix of ovary is called as a stroma. It again have a two part. Inner part is medulla and outer part is cortex. So here you see this inner region is called as a medulla region. The inner part of ovary is the medulla part and outer part that is called as a cortex. So in inner part it have a connective tissue, blood vessels and nerve fibers. So these are the blood vessels and nerve fibers which are present in the medulla region. While cortex is the outer region of ovary, stroma, and it consists of ovarian follicles. So here you see the primary follicle, secondary follicle, oocyte, Graafian follicle, then ruptured follicle, that is corpus luteum, and this is the process of follicular development which is present in the cortical region, this part. So this red color line which indicate the cortical region and this yellowish color inner part is the medullary part. Now in case of as we discussed the mature or Graafian follicle, so follicular development is occur at each month inside the ovary. Now mature or Graafian follicle is the large fluid filled follicle which rupture and it leads to the release of secondary oocyte in a process called as a ovulation. So this one is the egg cell which is present in the Graafian follicle. So this Graafian follicle rupture at the time of ovulation and it leads to the release of egg cell. Now whatever the part left behind, the follicular mass of cells which is left or ruptured follicle that produce particularly estrogen, progesterone and relaxin until it degenerate into the corpus albicans. So whatever the mass that is left behind after the rupture of Graafian follicle, it is called as a corpus luteum. Now what are the functions of ovaries? So ovaries mainly produce and release the egg cell and produce the female sex hormone. So these two are the major function of ovary. Estrogen and progesterone are the two female sex hormones. Now move to the accessory duct. So accessory duct consists of two oviduct, uterus that is womb and vagina. So this one is the ovary, these are the fallopian tube, this part is called as a uterus and this canal is called as a vagina. Now move to the next uterine tube, fallopian tube. So fallopian tube are narrow tube which are around 10 to 12 centimeter long. They are attached to the upper part of uterus. Both fallopian tube joint with the upper part of uterus. It serves as a tunnel for the egg cell to travel from ovaries to the uterus. So it serves as a connecting bridge to carry the egg cell from ovary up to the uterus. Fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube. So the site for fertilization, that is fallopian tube. Fertilization can occur up to about 24 hours after the ovulation. So after release of egg cell, if sperm cell is available to the egg cell, then it leads to the fertilization within 24 hours. But if no sperm cells available, then this egg cell will die within 48 hours. Now if oocyte is fertilized, then it will reach to the uterus in about 7 days. So fertilization is occur in the fallopian tube. If fertilization is occur, then within the 7 days it reach up to the uterus. The fallopian tubes are again tiny hair-like projections which are called as a cilia, and the cilia and muscles which are present in the fallopian tube which propel an egg downward through the tube to the uterus. So due to the presence of this cilia, it leads to the movement of egg cell down to the uterus. Now next part, move to the part of fallopian tube. So it have a three parts. The infundibulum, that is a funnel shaped opening which have a many finger like projection, that projections are called as a fimbriae. And what is the purpose of this fimbria? It leads to the collection of egg from the ovary. So there is no direct connection with ovary. They are connected through the ligaments. But this fimbria collect the ovum at the time of ovulation. So first part is infundibulum. The second part, that is the ampulla, it is the wider part and it is the site for fertilization. So you have to remember fertilization occur in the ampulla region. The third one is the isthmus and narrow part which joins the uterus. So isthmus is the narrow tube which joins the uterus. Now move to the next one, the uterus. Uterus is a thick-walled muscular and pear-shaped organ. It is a highly muscular organ which have a 8 cm length, 5 cm wide and 1.25 cm in thickness. Nearly about 50 grams in weight and located in the middle of pelvis, behind the urinary bladder and in front of rectum. So it is just situated between rectum and urinary bladder. The uterus is anchored in position with the help of ligaments. Now you see this one is the uterus. So various wall on various part of uterus are there. So uterus is divided into three parts. One is a fundus, the dome shaped upper portion. So upper part, this one is a dome shaped part of uterus, that is called as a fundus. The main part, this part is the body of uterus where the implantation is occur, and the cervix. This the mouth of uterus. Cervix is called as a mouth of uterus. It is the narrow lower section extending into the vagina, that is cervical orifice. So this cervix is communicated with the vagina. This is the cervical canal. Move to the layers or wall of uterus. Now the wall of uterus consists of three layers: perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium. So perimetrium, that is the outer layers, is a part of visceral peritoneum. So the outer single thin layer is called as perimetrium. So this wall, the outer lining, is called as perimetrium. This one is a perimetrium. The middle layer, that is the bulk of uterus, this layer, the thick layer up to ranging from this part to dark layer, this whole layer, this is the middle layer, and this middle layer is called as a myometrium, which have a muscles, smooth muscles are present. So three layers of muscles are there which contract under the influence of oxytocin at the time of delivery or during the labor. The third one, innermost layer, is the endometrium. The dark reddish color is the endometrium, which is a highly muscular mucosa. Highly muscular mucosa. So it is again stratum functionalis and stratum basalis. So stratum functionalis, which is the inner part which is shed at the time of menstruation, while stratum basalis is a deeper permanent layer and it gives rise to the new stratum functionalis after each cycle. So from outer side to inner side, stratum basalis, and inner to the stratum basalis there is a functionalis. The basalis is a permanent layer while functionalis is shed up at each month, and again the stratum basalis form the new functionalis layer during each month. So these are the three layers of uterus. Uterus is serve as a, what are the function? They are menstruation. If there is a no fertilization is there, at each month the inner layer endometrium functionalis at each layer each month sets off and which are released out from body in form of menstruation, bleeding phase. One more important function, it serves as an implantation of zygote, and that zygote development of fetus, that is occur inside the uterus, and also it is responsible for the labor, that is parturition. It facilitates the delivery. The particularly the fetus or either the baby is ejected out from the uterus due to the contraction of smooth muscles. Now move to the next part, vagina, the last part of female reproductive system. So vagina that is the canal that joins the cervix, the lower part of uterus, to the outside the body. So it is the canal which joins with the outer side of body. The vaginal opening is present, and in anterior part here it is communicate with the cervix. It is also known as a birth canal and passageway for the sperm as well as menstrual flow. So here in diagram you see this one is the uterus and it is present behind urinary bladder and in front of rectum. This is the rectum. This is the vagina. This part, the canal, that is called as a vagina. At the time of copulation, the penis is penetrated into the vagina and deposition of sperm cells occur in the vagina. Capable of considerable distension. This vagina also able to stretching at the time of delivery. It also contains large stores of glycogen which decomposes to the organic acids. Particularly it have a lower pH which is less susceptible to the infection and less hospitable to the sperm cells. So it have a less pH, as we discussed that 4 pH is present. Now what are the function of internal female reproductive structure? So we have already completed the internal female reproductive parts. So the female reproductive system have a pair of ovaries, pair of fallopian tube, uterus and vagina. So what are the, let us overview the each part. The internal genital organs which have a pathway, the genital tract, and it consists of vagina from outer side to the inner side, that is the birth canal, where the sperms are deposited and from which a baby can emerge out, as well as also a passage for the menstrual flow. Uterus. Uterus is also called as a womb where the embryo can develop into the fetus. Fallopian tube, oviduct, where a sperm can fertilize the egg. So it is a bridge between ovaries and uterus, as well as also a site for fertilization. And last one, that is the ovaries, which produces and releases the egg. So this is regarding the female reproductive system. Hope you enjoy this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.